It's time that we discuss the different Nmap scan types. Now, Nmap is a huge tool and it offers different scan types, and we will cover some since there are a lot of them. However, at the end of this video, I'll give you a very helpful tip as to how we can really master the Nmap tool. And in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what the differences are between certain scan types. And let's start with the first scan, and that scan is scan. So the command will be sudo nmap -ss. This is the scan, and scan is labeled at this, and the second S is capital letter, and you can after that just type your Metasploited Linux machine, and the IP address is 192.168.88.249. and this scan is a TCP scan and is the most popular scan in Nmap, as it can perform quickly, can scan 100 or 1000 ports per second on a network that is unprotected by a firewall. And the reason it's called a scan is it never really opens a full TCP scan. You can only perform the first step of the three-way handshake of the TCP connection, which is the SYN. The way it works is, if the target sends a SYN ACK back for a certain port, that indicates that a port is open or it's listening. And in case it doesn't send any response back after several times, this means that the port is filtered. And filtered is just another set of ports that happen when Nmap can determine whether a certain port is open or closed. And this filtered set can happen if the port is protected by filtering or a firewall. And now that we know what a scan is, let's test out and see how we can come up with the result. And we will test this on our Metasploited machine. So just type sudo nmap scan and the IP address of our Metasploitable. But first, let me check if our Metasploitable is up and running. And to get its IP address, just simply type ifconfig, and as you can see, right here, this is the IP address of our Metasploitable machine. So let's go back to our Kali Linux machine. So I'm gonna press enter here to do the scan, and it will quickly give you out the result of this scan. And as you can see, we got our open ports and our services which are running on this open ports, and it shows that 907 closed TCP ports, and it managed to do this in 1.18 seconds. And we will compare this to other Nmap scan types. And compared to the scan, we also got something called TCP connect scan, and this also can be labeled as -st. So just type sudo nmap with the whole command, just change the second S with capital T, and this will be our TCP connect scan. This TCP connect scan establishes a full TCP connection, and it completes the three-way handshake. The most important part here is that you should remember that this scan will leave a much more trace that you perform on the target machine, and it is easily detected. And know that scan is the better option. Nonetheless, let's test this for now. So I'm gonna press enter here, and it managed to find this in 0.59 seconds, which is the full TCP connection scan. As you can see here, we get the same results as we did with scan. The difference is that this TCP scan, which is more detected than the scan, or you can see that it makes much more noise on the target system. And the next part of scan is the -su. So the command will be sudo nmap with the whole command, just change the T with capital U, and what this SU is the UDP scan. This scan is not that famous because most of the services that run on the internet runs on the TCP protocol, and this UDP scan is more slower and difficult. And one more thing is, our important thing to notice here is, in the security world, when penetration testers use this UDP scan, they don't usually pay attention. But there are other services that run on UDP scan, and you should always do this UDP scan. So even though this UDP scan takes more time and is difficult, try to give it more attention. So I'm gonna try to start this, and I'm gonna press enter. So remember, this UDP scan will take much more time, and to see its progress, just press the upper arrow. As you can see right now, it is at 2.02%, now it's 2.38%, and now it's at 2.96%. So I'm going to leave this scan here, and while this scan is going, I'm going to show you the great tip that I mentioned for Nmap. So remember this: the key to learn Nmap in great details is not in the help menu, but rather in reading its manual. And to read its manual, just type man Nmap. So I'm gonna go ahead and open new terminal here. So I'm gonna make it full here, full screen. So just type man Nmap. This man denotes for manual, and I'm gonna press enter here. Then it will give me a more detailed explanation of Nmap than the previous help menu. So I'm gonna press spacebar here, and you can see the different options summary with their definition and specifications. And if I scroll all the way down, you can see the target specification, how it works, and so on and so on, with the different scan types with their definition and specifications and how we can use them. And let me scroll all the way down, and we can see here there are the different scans that are here. So what I want you to focus right now is, let us see how we can perform the different scan types. As you can see, this is the -st, which is the TCP connect scan. There are here, it is with its definition and how we can use it. So in this manual of Nmap, there are different options and very detailed information. So try to read it and figure out how we can use them. Depending on your target and what exactly you want to get, you would pick one of them. By the way, you don't need to read all of the manual page of Nmap. It's just good to know that it exists. So when you forget something or you want to check if Nmap has other options you can just open that manual and read until you find what you need. And nobody expects you to know everything in that file, but after some time you start picking some of the commands up and start memorizing them. Okay, great. Now we covered a lot in this video, like the SYN scan, the TCP scan, and UDP scan. And in the next video will be even more important, and we are going to check out what operating system our target runs and what version of service are running in this open port. And remember, the version is important in the finding vulnerabilities and exploits. This is enough for this part, and I'll see you in the next video.